Hello and welcome back. It has certainly been a while. This is update number 13 for NIE. It's been so long to the point that I had to go back and look at my previous video to see where I kind of left things off and what has changed since then. It appears I have fixed a lot of glitches, including the whole mouse issue, which, if you guys remember from last time, there would always be a second mouse up in the top corner. And I fixed that by very manually making the default mouse a blank mouse and then having the mouse change to this mouse whenever it's over any of the existing UI. Is that a pain? Yes. Does it fix the issue completely? Also, yes. Does having the default mouse just be default also work? Yes, but we don't want the normal default mouse. We want this mouse. Beyond that, I noticed that we had all the 3D forms of the win animations done, though we did make changes to the win animation for character E, the robot, as it now has a texture on the screen that he summons. Beyond that, we have all the win animations for the 2D forms of the zombie character, bug character, and robot character. And we even have some last minute additions that I just recently did where it's full win animations for when you win the game. You kind of go into more of a looping animation from your full win animation. But the reason this video has been taking so long to make is A, that's just a lot of animations to make. And I even added a lot more on my plate towards the end. Granted, a lot of them I was able to just basically take frames existing from the already existing win animations and kind of just keep them at a looping point, so it wasn't that bad. Secondly, I've had a lot going on in my life, also including Inktober, which has been a lot of fun. I'm not sure I'm super happy with a lot of the prompts this time, but they're all very travel based. But that's also when you run into certain things like there being a journal and notebook on the same, like they do next to each other. That's like, okay, whatever. More importantly, we can go back to actually worrying about the game. So we're having it set to 3 rounds right now, so I can go over all the win animations. Oh, notably, the robot character has a muted and unmuted version of all his win animations. So we will go over them first. We just gotta win the game. Boom, boom, boom. We'll win the round. Open your screen, has the music notes on it now. You close it up. Boom, you're done. You go to have the game muted this time. You win the game. Boom! You open it, it has the muted symbol on it now. It's harder to see with all the text appearing because you got the perfect round and everything like that. If you're in your lower 3D form, it is a slightly dimmer screen, though it's the same exact animation. And as you can see, once you kind of have it open, you'll go to a constant looping point. Though generally that is not entirely the case. You would follow the same animations as before. You just go open it, close it, boom, you're done, you're good. And then, of course, same thing if the game is muted. It's just the mute screen instead. Boom, bop, done. Restart match. We don't want to go to character select. We want to restart match so I can show the vector forms. I had to fix a glitch really quickly into making this video when I was first trying to record it because I just disconnected a node and it wasn't playing anymore. More or less, you weren't able to continue from the end of these animations. Boom, Bob, which are just on booleans. That was the muted and unmuted screen version. And of course, if you win with it, you will keep it open and kind of stay in a looping animation. Though, since this one runs off of a boolean from the game instance, you can actually swap them back and forth. Why they're different shades of green? That's just a pure mistake on my side. My bad. I can probably go back and fix that eventually if I get back to fixing it because it's not really that big of an issue. It's just I do like the way this shade of green looks a lot more than this shade of green, so it annoys me personally, which means I will probably go back and fix it. Rematch again. Let's go down to higher pixel form. Boom, open your screen, close it. All right, higher pixel form again, but this time we are muted. Muting will eventually just be a setting on the player screen, or sorry, the options menu. So you won't be able to press mute within this, because otherwise you do cause a lot of issues, and I will show you what I mean. It's really only issues if you're playing the robot character, though. Though it doesn't show that well for that. I was trying to get the win as this character. Let me go to lowest form. You guys can still see some new animations because it's really the same thing just over and over again in different stages, even for the full win animations. Let's go mute, and I can kind of show off the infinite loop you can create. Boom, boom, because you open it and you can just constantly reset it by muting and unmuting. Let's have it muted. Boom, open, close. And then, of course, you can do all this. And also recently I fixed a glitch where you could block, and now it just makes each player not be blocking once the round is over. So once it knows that someone has either hit 0 health or the timer has ran out, it will just deactivate blocking on both characters. Also, same thing, you can swap the like that. But once again, these are actually the same exact shade, same exact thing, so there's no glitching issue there other than just the animation itself glitching, and I have no idea how that would run into any issues or how that issues would be resolved on a server basis once you have it not be local play or be online play. Like it would be the exact same thing, I would hope, but it's weird because muting and unmuting is supposed to be clients should be client side, not server side, though we have not gotten that far. Recently, I've been looking into doing some async loading screens. I just need to figure out tips and tools that I want to actually have at the bottom, as well as background images. I could just grab some basic vector images of the characters right now and just have them be plastered on the back with maybe their colors kind of just gradienting to the side. But that's not that helpful. All right, let's look at these win animations. Once again, this is the one we already had. You rub your mask a little bit. Boom, you're good. Easy peasy. Technically, a slightly different animation when you do it from the other side. It just goes to a different point on the hand. I do once again. Less snapping on this side. Love that. Let's get the full win animation. Boom. Cleaning your mask. And as you can see, the player 1 and player 2 swap sides. I didn't fully finish my video, so I didn't know if I had already resolved that during my video that I was creating. So that seems like a bit longer of an issue to solve just because it's very tedious, but it is in the game now to where if you're right facing or left facing, the player 1 and player 2 wins appear on their respective sides. And as you can see, he's just forever cleaning his mask. We're going to run into a lot of the same things. No reason to show the other 3D form. It's the exact same issue. Just boom, cleaning your mask. Waiting for character E to get done with his animation, even though he starts his animation like half a second earlier because of how long his animation is. I might end up speeding that up at some point just because it is such a thing. Boom, cleaning your mask. Just in higher pixel form. Now we can show it in vector form just for the whole looping animation, taking your mask off, beginning to clean it. Boom, you're done, you're good. Rematch, just so we can show off the lowest pixel forms. Easy peasy, cleaning your mask. Honestly, those two line up very well. I forgot how long this animation was when you're in the lowest pixel form. Because it's so slow and so tedious, it's just like, oh my gosh, let me wipe my mask of all this filth from how long this match has been because you're in your lowest pixel form. We haven't shown the looping yet for the higher pixel form, so there we go. Certainly one of the faster looping. And then I guess we can really quickly go through it for the last one. I do really like that health pod though, and there's a lot more things I'm going to be doing with that. Obviously, because it's going to be a super for the robot to have them heal within it, just mid-match. But yeah, super meters are still probably quite a bit away. The next thing to complete is still the mad animations. Oh, I just didn't do the correct thing. Let me just go to one round real quick. Lowest pixel form. Boom. The cleaning of the filth. Very slow cleaning. But yeah, next thing still is mad animations, which is just when the character gets into a draw, but they haven't been knocked down fully. Because otherwise, I could do some programming and make them go down to the lowest pixel form and then get knocked down, so they can do their get knocked down and get up animations. But why not do something different? Why not do something special? And of course, we still need more music throughout the game, which I have found some decent tracks for by the same person that made the track that I used for this. Though this is a combination of 2 tracks by that person, I will be crediting them fully. They don't appear to be making music anymore. I went onto their freesound.com site, and they haven't really uploaded anything in the past 2 or 4 years, last time I checked. Which might have been actually around the time I was starting to make this game. So, it is what it is. This is, of course, the win animation, the little Frankie hoo-ha. Same thing for lower pixel form. Just get yourself going hype. And then if you fully win the match, boom, and then you just keep going with it. Alrighty. Rematch. Vector form, we're going to be here for a while just because boom, boom, boom takes 3 hits. Obviously, it's a lot easier to test these when you're just playing as a bug character because the bug character gets things done the quickest. Man, it's a good old Frankie animation. This is the last time you'll be seeing it diagonal because as we go into the lower forms, it kind of just ends up having to be straight vertical or the animation doesn't look as good. And same thing, once again, a bit better honestly when you're in your 2D forms because it's just actually looping. Whereas with the 3D forms, I had to figure out how to get it to ping pong. So there's a lot of custom coding I did to make the animations for character N and character I, the zombie and the bug, actually have their animations ping pong because there's not just a ping pong option. As we're playing in the editor, that's why you're getting all that blurring. If we play in the normal game, you won't get that blurring, but once again, why not play here where I have my editor hotkeys to adjust health, to make things a lot easier on us. Here's the looping version of this one. Boom. Boom. Bring the boom. And now we, of course, have the lowest pixel forms. Though I've also been thinking a lot lately about the intro animations I'll be having for the characters. They will be introducing themselves at like 1 HP in their lowest pixel form. Character N, the zombie, will probably be coming out of the ground. Also, I have figured out more actual names. I just need to figure out if I want to give them even more full names, but I've given them titles that just aren't in the game yet. But I need to figure out if I want them to actually be anything else beyond that. The bug character is going to be summoning himself because he has these things he can summon called phantom worms. And then the robot will be coming out of the heaven, just his health pod basically crashing down. But now you can see the loop. Just keep going down, keep going up, keep going down, keep going up. And that is where the game is at currently. There's a lot of things that still need to be done. There's a lot of things I still need to work on. But the game is actually at a healthy point, and if you were to play the game right now, you could really do so without a lot of glitching. I would recommend, in my case, if I really gave the game to anyone else to play, to turn off the whole being able to mute the game mid-match thing. So just simply creating a little thing for you to click within within the options menu. But yeah. That's where things are at right now. That's right. I can show how I did ping pong animations for the characters. So character I, character N, same thing. For at least how I did this animation. If I find it, so what we did first is we have our taunting animation with the stretching. We now have an entering taunt, finishing taunt. Those have always been there. And we have a full win check. Once it gets the full win check, it sees if you have had enough points to win the game fully. And then it will bring you to full win. This one has normal play and reverse play. As you can see, this goes just straight through. But there's coding that will basically have this be play rate of 1 and this be play rate of -1 when it gets to those points. 3D animations. We just need to find this. 3D could probably be a bit more optimized for how I have that looking, but animation events. So full win check, when you get to that, and I'm notify full win check, cast to the character, gets the pawn owner, gets the game instance, sees if your win counter, rounds 1 is greater than or equal to rounds required to win. If so, set full win to true or full win to false. And then if we look at the locomotion graph, From taunting, it will then have a if full win is true, go to full win. Full win has play rate exposed as a parameter or a node. And then full win play rate is just a variable alongside all of these, which control different factors, like if you're blocking, running, walking, jumping. And then full win check, we already just went over that. And then flip flop animation, animation notify from normal play will make it to a play rate of 1. And animation reverse play will make it to a play rate of -1. We don't need this for the robot character because there's actually just a looping animation. I would have loved for there just to be a way to ping pong naturally. Though a lot of what makes this work is also just kind of doing something like finding the exact frame you're coming in at, open a new window, and making sure it lines up very visibly with that. Are they maybe slightly off? Yeah, I guess they are. I guess they are. I guess maybe I should have been having this start at frame 2, but let me see if I have this already labeled correctly. Oh, see, see, see. It's interesting. Why is it? It's not at the beginning of the exact frame. Is that more accurate? Let me see if I have this exactly at 0. Have this one at 16. We don't need you. We just need these two. Either way, it works where it's at currently, even if it maybe is a bit jankier, but it's fine. So once you get to that full win check, they're very close physically, and then you get to this whole loop. And there's a lot of text on screen anyway, so I was kind of covering it up. I've also been looking into a sort of glitching post-processor as a possibility for replacing you just kind of disappearing when you get initially damaged, or at least finding some way around that, because I know eventually this zombie character is going to have just a multi-hitting move, and to have that multi-hitting move just not make you look invisible for so long, I'm gonna need to find a way around that, or have it be like a do once on you getting damaged. It never really did show off the blocking again. It's such a good animation too. But this is functionally the end of the video. I just wanted to look at this blocking again because I really like it. I like the skeleton. It's probably one of my favorite animations in the game. Just because even throughout the different forms, the way they interact with each other, obviously they kind of drape into the ground, but that's maybe not ideal. But it's not an issue I'm looking to solve. Like how they're also both slightly floating off the ground with their hands. It is what it is, man. But yeah, so next thing is just simply getting the mad animations done. So that'll be the last set of animations for in between rounds, or at least as far as I'm planning to make it. And then maybe at that point I kind of create the sudden death final fight thing for this. Kind of like how I'm looking more towards how Mortal Kombat 11 did Mercies, where you guys are both at like 30% health, and you guys go into the match. And probably once we have Super Meter in the game, it's just going to be something where a can't be happening like that. You guys are both going in now with 0 meter, and this is one of those things I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why this character's still blocking though. That's kind of funky. Blocking should have gotten turned off, at least when it went to that stage. Maybe because it's still being held down. Also, there's nothing for it to do otherwise right now, so it's fine. This will be the end of the video for today. Have a lot of work still to do, but a lot of work has been completed to get us to this point of the game. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.